Hey folks, welcome back. So just this past week here, I was actually on holidays down in South Wales in a place called Carmarthen Bay, and I was actually able to do a few observations out across the bay, across the estuary. I think a bit of actually the Atlantic Ocean's in there, and I was able to see across to another kind of part of Wales that kind of sticks out, and show once again, prove the curvature of the Earth across the water, and you can plainly see in this that there is, depending on elevation, that you'll actually see less because the curvature of the horizon is actually coming up. I think the distance is about 15 miles I was seeing, and I'll show you where I was looking, what I was looking at. There'll be some, I've got some pictures of what the buildings stuff actually look like. I think it was I was looking across a town called Tenby, which is just on the coast, just kind of on where it crops out. I think it's near Land's End actually, and you can kind of see. I'll show you the buildings look like, pictures from in Tenby, and I'll show you what they look like from Carmarthen Bay, looking across the ocean there. So yeah, I'll show you here and have fun. Once again, I've proven that the curvature of the Earth is there and can be very clearly seen. I've also included at the end of this video the Earth Curve calculator, the measurements to show how much should be hidden from my two different altitudes, two different points of viewing from. Location of first observation, as you can see, I'm up on a cliff. Just have a cliff. I'll walk over, you can see the beaches down there. It's up on the cliff here. As you can see, it is me doing the observation. Yeah, dog tube in there, so foot trail goes to fairly, a little bit lower than the caravan park, but yeah, that's off in the distance there. You can see the houses. That's what I did my second observations of sitting down on the beach. I'm still a little bit of ways, but I'm sitting down, so I'm on the ground here. Okay, first thing anybody says anything, the ocean's not wavy. Okay? Look at the wave. There's no big freaking waves there that's gonna hide in that side. So see that crap. Look at that. Barely anything. Thought that cliff's nice try. This is distance to Tenby from Carmarthen Bay, so you're looking at about 15 miles there, give or take. And say about 15 miles, about half a mile, give or take here or there. This is my first observation. This is the altitude, and this is the second observation, and there's the altitude to show where it was taken from. So some pictures of Tenby to kind of show that a lot of the stuff that you've seen in my pictures, you'll see later on, we're actually up off a cliff. They're up not at sea level, they're actually quite high up. I think about 66 feet or more higher. So this is some of the things you'll see here. This is close up pictures that you can kind of have a reference to look at, so you can see that none of these are actually low down. These are all up, and you'll still see where it looks like it's on the horizon, but in reality they're not, and that's because the curvature of the Earth makes it looks like it's on the horizon, especially when I'm on a lower point of observations compared to the higher point. You'll see there's a lighthouse in this. I did all during the day, so you won't see the lighthouse lit up. I never did see the lighthouse lit up, so don't know if it's not being used. First observation here, this is two, you see the same buildings. On the top picture there is the higher altitude, next is the lower altitude, and you can see the buildings are missing the lower altitude one. Here's again, same up and bottom, but you can see the horizon is closer to the ones at the bottom because on lower altitude. This is down to the curvature of the Earth and its water bending as down, the horizon is rising up closer to those, even though those are not on the beach at all, they're actually up on the cliff face. These are all demonstrable proof of the curvature of the Earth, as the only way that I'd be able to see more, we can see further down, is because as I'm higher up in altitude, I'm seeing over the curvature of the Earth. Here is the observations to see what's expected flat Earth compared to the globe model. And as you can see, the globe model says there should be stuff hidden, which there is. This is now where I calculated for being lower down, and as you can see, it still works for the globe model and not for the flat Earth model. So do a lot of demonstration here to kind of show and drive the point home. Here you are, it's my road outside, which obviously curves from left to right for drainage across the road. As you can see, going down, we can't see the curbs in the side. We go up in altitude, you can. That's because as you go up in altitude, we're seeing over top of the curvature. Now here's what it would look like on a flat Earth. So you're going down and up and down, and you still see the same amount no matter what. So we're going, I'm just going to kind of show you here. In a minute here, I got some leaves there on the road, and I will show you me zooming them in. You can kind of sort of make them out. This is on a flat surface. The road's fairly flat, going one way, and obviously curves the sides for drainage. So zoom back in, zoom it in. I went from something being small to now I was zooming it in. Now it gets bigger because we're changing the angular size by using zoom. Clear's trying to claim perspective causes things to disappear bottom up, but that's not the case. Here we are again. I'm going side to side. And going down, and it seems like the other side has kind of disappeared. You can't see it anymore. So let's try to zoom it back in, because Clear's like to claim that all you gotta do is zoom it back in, and you can zoom stuff back in and it disappears over the curvature. Well, something still seems to be missing there. I can't seem to zoom that other side of the road in, or that curb, or the leaves. And hold on, let's just go up a bit more in altitude. Oh, there we are, a bit more. And oh wow, look at that. See, so if I go up in altitude over the curvature, I can see it. But if I go down, and everything seems to disappear bottom up again. So as you can see through my observations there, in which I showed, in which the top part of those pictures where it shows my higher altitude observations, seeing stuff, lower altitude observations, we're completely able to prove the curvature of the Earth through my distance over 15 miles. You can see how much was hidden, and as I went down lower observation, even more was being hidden due to the curvature of the Earth over the ocean. So as like Flurfs like to say, level seems to find is level flatness. Level and flat aren't the same thing. They're different, being that level conforms to the curvature of the Earth. So I have once again been able to prove that there is curvature observable, demonstrable, and provable. Thanks for watching, and see you again.
Collecting those flat Earth tears every day.
Ah yes, the good stuff. Always sweeten my coffee with the tears of Flurfs.